uh, Mr. Bascombe. And I am going to introduce to you guys Mr. Andre Charles. There he is.
Hi, morning, good day, everybody. I hope I didn't scare
Hey.
you with my voice. Yeah,
I also want to introduce to you guys Mr. Suruj Ragoonath. He is from TTS College.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
I would like to introduce to you Miss Adalia Mayers.
Hi, good morning to everyone. Glad to be here.
And last but definitely not least is the man with the plan, Mr. Daniel Hamilton.
Hi guys, blessings.
All right, so welcome to all of you. I would like to give you guys a chance to introduce yourselves first, and then we will start with the questions. So Adalia, you can go first.
Okay, so good morning to everyone. My name is Adalia Mayers, and my background is graphic and brand design. So my journey to this career didn't initially start in that field. It actually started in business computing. So in leaving school, I didn't leave school with much passes. And my parents was there to kind of guide me, and I just fall into a degree. That was like the thing to do. So I did that degree for it's a 3-year degree, and I finished it in 6 years. So I was probably struggling there. So from there, I did that along with OJT, and then I um, realized I had this knack for doing graphic design and that kind of thing. And I said to myself, I want to go deeper into this skill because I like it. I see the joy it brings to people when they see their businesses developed in branding and identity. And I said to myself that I want to further my studies in it. It was partly getting further in my education in that area, along with traveling, because I also like to travel. So I went to UE Mona and I did digital media production. So from there, that was just a opening to this world of digital media. Even before this pandemic, I didn't realize. But when the pandemic came, it's like, wow, everything that I learned, now I have to put it into practice now. So from there, I did digital media, finished there in 2018, which was just recently there. And from there, I was, I volunteered in different projects. And I even landed this Miss Universe Jamaica client. Up to this day, I still do graphics for them. And that was just volunteering. So I will always encourage students, sometimes you might have a lot going on in school, but you never know where the opportunity could carry you, and that has expanded my reach. And I always say, don't limit yourself to just Trinidad and Tobago. We are in this online space. Look what we are doing right now, and with in the online space that we are in, we are able to reach a lot of people. So I enjoy doing graphic design and branding. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. All right.
Nice. So thank you so much, Adalia. I would also like to introduce Mr. Suruj Ragoonath for him to introduce himself to you guys.
Thanks very much, Gabrielle. Good morning once again to everyone. I love how this whole session started with that Steve Jobs presentation. Do what you love what you do, and that's important. But what is also important is that everything starts with a dream. But unfortunately, not everyone wakes up and pursues the dream. And in order for the dream to become a reality, we need to do, as Kareem was speaking about, having a plan. And we need to now put that into effect. And for me, life has been a wonderful journey. If I look back, I wouldn't change anything. I'm a former international cricketer. I've captained Trinidad and Tobago national cricket team, played cricket for the West Indies. And now I'm a lecturer at UE. I also lecture at CTS College. And I've held senior positions in different places that I have worked in. What is also important for me is that understanding the importance of having that dream and being willing to make the necessary sacrifices to pursue it. I remember years ago, I applied to University of the West Indies after I had finished my cricketing career, and they turned me down because I didn't meet the minimum entry requirements. But to cut a long story short, today I'm lecturing over there. And the reason for that is very simple. I had a dream and I was prepared to pursue it. I'm the holder of 2 master's degrees, and that doesn't really count for much, to be honest. What is important in today's world to be successful is not just about certification. More important than certification is education. And at CTS College, for us, the experience is beyond the academics because we understand fully that certification anyone can get, but not everyone is educated, right? And there's a big difference. We don't have time on the platform to discuss what the difference is, but I can tell you that we are all in an environment where we need to be flexible, where we need to learn. Where we start today may not be where we end up tomorrow. And it's important, therefore, that we understand that we need to be flexible, have a mindset that is adjustable so that we can pivot with the times, because that is important in today's world as we go forward. I'm probably the oldest person on this platform. I'm into my 50s, and I am still understanding, even more so than you guys, right, the importance of being able to be of a flexible mind, to understand that the world around us is changing, and if we don't change, we are going to be left behind and left far behind. All right. So you all have the world at your feet, and the decisions you make today will determine your destiny tomorrow. I'm excited for you guys. Thank you all very much. Gabrielle, thanks for this opportunity as well. CTS is proud to be part of it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm really encouraged by that. I am very encouraged by that, you know. So where you start is not necessarily where you will end up. And I would like to go on to Mr. Andre Charles, the man with the deep voice, to introduce himself to us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Andre Charles. I do so much things in life because there are many things that you can do, but then there are a lot of things that you should do, and they're like it just turned out that I started a technology education company called Make It Simple TT because I love to teach, and I'm actually a teacher by profession. I've been teaching for the past 10 years. Since before that, I was teaching, like my whole life was teaching people things. And then I was like, hey, let me start a company for educational services. So instead of just teaching children at CSEC and CXC, I'm teaching adults about technology, particularly old people who are afraid of technology and send you forwarded messages on WhatsApp every morning saying good morning, and they don't understand how to use any devices or whatnot. And I started teaching them recently. And then I started doing business services for people who wanted to get into, like, you know, online banking and setting up invoicing systems and those sort of things because I knew how to do it. And I don't know what is going to happen next. But all I know is I love technology and I love to teach. And when I put those two things together, I created Make It Simple TT, and I just teach technology. You on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever it is. Just, I don't know how it happened, but it happened because I had two core things: technology, teaching. Put them together, and now I could go anywhere.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really encouraged by that as well, you know, that you can take something that you love and it can spread across so much that you don't have to just go the regular route, you know. You love teaching, so you think, okay, primary school, secondary school, tertiary, but you can teach over many platforms. And next we have Mr. Daniel Hamilton, who will greet us today.
Pleasant good morning. Yeah, it's still morning. Pleasant good morning, guys. It's good to see. I seen some familiar faces. My schoolmate Andre, my brother Christopher. Good to see you, bro. It's good to meet Adalia, Suruj, Kareem. Everything that you guys have shared so far is really impacting, and I appreciate it. And of course, there's the legendary Gabrielle Maynard. I want to thank her for bringing me onto this platform. I am Daniel Hamilton, as she said. I am the co-founder of the Fisherman Project Production Company Limited. I need to take a breath after that. It's a mouthful. Um, and for me, I mean, production is really just is almost like is a pit stop for me on my way to my football career, which is just taking a little while to start. You know, it's taking a little while to start, but um, what do I say? The company is run by my brother and I. His name is Ryan Levi Nathaniel Hamilton. If anybody's into the gospel circle in terms of music, they'll know of Nathaniel. Well, at least I hope that they do. And yeah, him and I, we started making beats when we were in primary school. Um, we started listening to music as soon as we know ourselves. We just been listening to a wide range of music, and eventually we started making beats, writing songs, playing around. It was a hobby, and then eventually we connected with some people locally and abroad, and they inspired us to really tap into the market. When we started, especially in the gospel scene, it was not a big thing for people to hire songwriters and hire producers and stuff. Definitely not in Trinidad. Um, so it was, as Kareem said, it was a journey. It was a journey, trying to not just tap into a market, but trying to tell people or convince people that they needed you. You know, that was a journey. But fast forward years down the line, we've been able to work with some international names, both in the gospel scene um, and in the secular world. Whether it be Positive, Boys to Men, um, Voice. Um, these are a lot of people. A lot of people. I don't want to just go into this name calling thing because that's always end up in problems. Yeah. But I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to be able to share, anything that would be of help. Especially when in the business side of music. Because I think that's probably the missing link for a lot of us in the Caribbean as it pertains to music and music production. So I'm excited to be here, and yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Thanks for having me.
Nice. Listen, I think somebody messaged me just now and said that there are a lot of big boys out here, Miss Universe Jamaica, footballers. So I just want to start us off with a question to Mr. Make It Simple. Do you think that with the world becoming more digital, do you recommend people getting more involved with technology as a way of keeping up with the times, regardless of what area of career they would like to get into?
All right, I will start by saying there is no industry in the world today that does not use technology, computerized technology. None. Everybody uses computerized technology somewhere. So it is important that everybody gets at least a basic understanding of how technology works. Now, there are two things about technology. You have to be able to use it or implement it. Implementing it, you're going to have to study and learn all the different things, all the ins and outs and whatnot. That is a career path. But using it, everybody has to be able to use it. And the key thing about using something is you can't use something properly that you don't understand. So gaining understanding about how technology works and then using it, I think that's the baseline for everybody. I am an advocate that at the CXC level, IT should be compulsory in all schools. Like that's something that I see schools making literature compulsory, schools making Spanish compulsory, and all those things are good. But if children don't know how to use technology, then they will go into a workplace where they have to use things that were made by different companies and they won't be very productive because they have to keep retraining them all the time. So at the baseline level, everybody should be able to use technology. Not everybody can implement technology because it takes a lot of training to be able to do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
When I was in secondary school, IT was compulsory up to Form 3. Do you mean compulsory straight up?
To Form 5, yeah, everybody should be able to do it up to Form 5.
Oh, dear Lord.
Because what happens is, well, from my perspective, people go into the workplace and then they have to come back for retraining on how to do simple things in Excel, how to put information into a spreadsheet, how this works and how this connects to that. And if you don't know, at least if you haven't done it once, then using a computer, we think sometimes because we're born in technology that computers are like, you just started and yeah, you're born in that, you're supposed to know how to do it. No, there are certain skills about understanding input, process, output that you need to have that helps you when you go into the workplace or anywhere in life. And you don't have to be really like super smart to be able to do it. You just need to understand this is the concept of how a computer works. There's hardware, there's software. You put your input in and you get your output coming back. That's all.
Nice. I agree. I mean, I felt like it was a hard pill to swallow to do IT all the way up to Form 5, but I have to agree with you there, especially with the direction that the world is going in. And I don't think it will stop going in there. It will continue to grow. And so we have to keep up. My first question for Dalia is, what ideas or what suggestions would you give to someone who does not see digital art or graphic design as a viable option for a career field in 2021?
Okay, well, I mean, in starting off for me, art in secondary school is what I did. And at that point, we didn't even have opportunities like this platform to direct us into various angles. And from there, I did research. And, it has so much industries, like, for instance, in television industry, there are graphic designers that put out the motion graphics that you will see in ads, and as well as there are different angles like brand strategy, brand identity for businesses. So even within the pandemic was like the highest point in my career where a lot of people was just starting businesses, and I had to guide them in creating identities like, say, logo, flyers, like the basic starter packages. And I will say for sure, don't underestimate the field. It has so much angles, even in media, in even agriculture, bringing it to technology. Christopher mentioned that. And actually, I was doing digital media. We had different forums where we had to like go to conferences and compete. So it opens up so much different opportunities. I would say don't limit your thinking to saying, oh, design is just a small thing. No, it is not like that. Take it serious and be passionate about it. That is something that I would say you need to have passion. You need to have a passion for it and also be patient with people because you have different personality types, temperaments, and you need to know how to work with different people as well.
Yeah, I agree. Uh, uh, I wanted to ask Mr. Ragoonath a question. Uh, do you think that, or how would you determine what type of business you should get into? Let's say perhaps you are good at more than one thing, you have more than one strength. How do I decide which one would be more lucrative for a business?
But there are many different factors. It all depends on what your goals and objectives are. At CTS College, for instance, our business was started as a technology solutions business. Today we are into education. So it all depends again, and it goes back to Kareem saying, understanding your why. So those of you who follow Simon Sinek, you would understand how important it is to understand your why. Once you find your why, anything is possible, right? So like I said before, where you start today may not be where you end up. And what is also important in terms of business feasibility, what we also need to consider is not just the financial aspect of a business, but the personal satisfaction, which is more important than the financial satisfaction.
Right.
If you love what you do and you do what you love, then work is not work. Work becomes ministry. And at CTS College, when Ravi Ragoonath, my brother, started his school, he started it as ministry, and he sees it as that. And that basically drives how he does business and how we do business. And the same applies for each of us as individuals. I've got two kids, two boys, and what they have started out to do and what they are doing now is not the same. The younger of the two is he started studying business. He's now into procurement and supply, and that change took place in less than 16 months. Right, the elder of the two got a scholarship for medicine, and after 3 years pursuing his medical degree, he has stopped and he's now going to shift into a different field. And the thing about it is that, especially as young people, we need, and I spoke about the importance of having a flexible mindset, right? There are certain basic things that we need to do today, and Andre said it very well. I couldn't agree more when he said that we need to have IT as being compulsory at secondary school. I will go even one step further and say that we need to make computer literacy compulsory at primary school to prepare us, right, for the use of technology as we go forward, because it is very much a part of what we do today. In fact, it's like air in the business industry. In order to survive, you need to be able to use it. And I think that whole mindset in terms of what people choose to do, firstly, it's important that we begin to learn to love what we do, right? Have passion for what we do, but also be flexible to understand that we may have many choices. Let us choose that one which we know we can consistently sustain. My kids are into cooking as well, right? And the younger of the two, even though he's studying and working in a procurement environment, he also does what he calls drops. So every now and then he will do a food drop because he loves to cook. Maybe one day in the future he might be a restaurateur. Who knows, right? The point I'm making here in relation to your question, Gabi, is that let us start by doing something that we enjoy, but be open-minded to know that the pathway opens out and you may see things and you may get different opportunities. And then you need to now position yourself to take advantage of those opportunities that are presented to you. So don't have a fixed mindset. I'm not going to tell anyone about what careers to choose.
Yeah.
Just don't have a fixed mindset, because where you are today is not where you're going to end up tomorrow.
Yeah, and I really take that, you talked about the open-minded